Thanks for joining us on Session Spotlight today, Representative Rude. How are you?
Doing well. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you. So what's going on in Olympia?
Well, I'm actually operating out of the Walla Walla district office. I just opened this office because I didn't have stable internet at my home and didn't want to run into any glitches where I was missing out on opportunities to participate in the legislative process.
Well, it's good to have you with us wherever you're working remotely from.
Thank you. Well, definitely looking forward to talking about what's going on in session.
Yeah, so tell us, what are some of the things that have been notable?
I guess the first legislative action that was taken was kind of a bummer for me. It was a resolution that extended all of the governor's proclamations so far that numbered over 20 in one resolution, extended them all indefinitely through the length of this emergency, which is we don't know when it's going to end. It's up to the governor. I think the downside of that is that typically a bill would be limited to a single subject, which is a requirement of the Constitution. Because this was a resolution and not a bill, that wasn't the case. So there are a spectrum of proclamations that were included. And typically a bill would go through the legislative or the committee process where the public would have the opportunity to participate in testimony, and that opportunity did not exist. So there's really no way for us to know which proclamations are working well and which aren't, because we haven't heard from the public in that setting.
That makes me think of 5114 moving directly into phase two. If that resolution passed and all of those mandates are going to still stay in effect as long as he wants, is there even a chance that bill might go through? It's bipartisan.
I think that's a difficult question to answer. I haven't read it, so I'm not sure what the details are. I think you'll see from the Republican side of the aisle, especially, maybe a more aggressive push to not necessarily completely open everything, but allow for more economic activity. And so there's just kind of this conflict between the majority and the minority on how much economic activity is appropriate, but also the role of the legislature as one branch of government versus the role of the executive branch in the governor. And my position, and I think that of my caucus, is that more input should be involved from the legislative branch of government, because we're sent from 49 legislative districts all across the state and represent diverse interests and expertise. And up until this point, we just haven't seen that as an opportunity for us.
Well, thanks for that. It's a little sad, you're right, but nonetheless, that's where we're at. As far as priorities and things that you think our business members, the chamber members, would be interested in knowing for the economy, for our business community, what issues do you think are priority there?
I think keeping costs down and taxes down, unemployment insurance rates, I know are a concern for many businesses. That's something that has been a priority for many of us. I'm okay with using reserve funds to offset those increases. I think that's critically important. I was just talking to my seatmate, Representative Clicker, who's on the Transportation Committee, and apparently we have large gas tax increases proposed. And those of us who live in Eastern Washington know how far many of us travel, and gas tax is kind of disproportionately hitting us, I think. So gas tax is a concern. General tax increases. There was a proposal by the governor to tax insurers, health insurers, and I don't think that's the right approach. Capital gains tax has been a proposal. I know that that's more of an individual tax, but also I think there are folks who sole proprietorships, for example, that own a business and are relying on the sale of their assets as part of their retirement plan. And I think it could hit them hard in that way too. So there's a lot of bad legislation happening right now. And I think there's a lot of pushback, and we're kind of more fighting the bad than working on as much proposals to move us forward. And I think that's unfortunate, but that's the situation right now.
Right. So more defense than offense, kind of the full court press.
Unfortunately, and that's something that I've kind of gotten used to as a minority party member. It's frustrating, but we try to find common ground and kill the really bad stuff.
Well, thank you so much for meeting with us today. You're welcome to come back anytime. Do you have anything that you're specifically working on that you'd like for our members to know about?
Not specific to business. I have 5 different bills. One's really specific to a business in Columbia County. I have one that's at the request of the Secretary of State to offer an independent option for participating in the presidential primary, which is currently limited to those who will commit to an oath in writing that they belong to a party. So I think that's important, but business specific, like you mentioned, more on the defense there.
Well, thanks again. Keep fighting the good fight, Skyler.
I appreciate it. Good to be with you.